Hello, I am the narrator. Before this episode begins, Dr. von Schneumann will be talking one of the princes of hell that might make you think highly of yourself. Without further ado, let the show begin. Good morning, everybody. My name is Dr. von Schneumann, and today we're going to be talking about Lucifer. Where the legend/myth came from, information about the creature. Now, Lucifer, he came from the belief Christianity. Now, if you don't know who Lucifer is, well, he was once an angel, just like a lot of the other princes of hell, which we are still talking about. But what makes him so famous is that, one, he was the one angel that wanted to be just like God and better. Another thing, he was also one of the leaders for the rebellion against God. Now, one of the reasons why we're talking about Lucifer is because he is one of the 7 princes of hell, which is pride. He became full of himself, which corrupted him. And according to Christianity.com, in Ezek 28 verse 17, I quote, "Your heart became proud on account of your beauty, and you corrupted your wisdom because of your splendor." Which means that pride corrupted him. He became full of himself, thought only of him, and that he can be higher than everyone else. How it looks, what powers or abilities does it have? Okay, so when Lucifer was in heaven, he was a very tall and proud angel, and always happy, actually. He is very intelligent as well. And another thing, there was always like this bright light around him, making him look majestic and noble, and that kind of a thing. But he was also part of the cherub angels, which is like these very powerful angels. I mean, they're like very powerful. They're very large too, and something a little bit creepy about it, they also have 4 wings and 4 faces. Lucifer has the ability to shapeshift, along with a lot of manipulating. It's not really a power, but it's definitely one of his skills. I kind of wanted to point that out. Another thing is that it's also believed that Lucifer can possess you. You know, like a demon possessing a person. They act funky. Is it mortal or immortal? Where does it live? Well, it's kind of obvious where Lucifer lives, but just so that everyone's on the same page, he lives in hell. An interview. Are there any sightings of the creature? Good evening. I am Dr. von Schneumann here, and with the interview. And I'm here with this lovely old lady here. So, can you tell the camera who you are and what you do? Why, of course. My name is Darla, and I've been going to church for about 20 years. And tell me, are you aware of Lucifer and his story about how he fell from heaven? Do I know about Lucifer falling from heaven? Of course. It all starts way back in the very beginning, when God was just creating everything. And he created Jesus before anything else. After that, he created Lucifer, along with all the angels. Lucifer tried so very hard to be better than Jesus, so that one day God would pick him over Jesus. But God never did. No. This made Lucifer very jealous and angry, but he never said anything about it yet. Well, one day, or I guess time span, God had a secret meeting with Jesus to talk about the future, what God was going to do with it.
Lucifer became very jealous and angry that he was not invited. So he decided to make up his own meeting and gathered up all the angels. And then he just told them everything, that he wanted to rebel and that they should worship him instead. Some angels actually kind of liked the idea, so they were in. But the other angels, they weren't so in, and they tried to talk Lucifer down. But he ignored them. And then later, who knows how long, God had a meeting with all the angels because he knew something was up. Lucifer, of course, stepped up and told God how he felt, in that he hated being second choice, in that he should be more valued than Jesus. God was very furious of what he said and threatened to kick him out. But Lucifer, he did not back down. No, he kept going and told God that there are a lot of angels who also feel the same way and also want to rebel. So God, given the tough decision, decided to kick them out, but not before a war broke out. And of course, Lucifer and his angel followers did not win. And once Lucifer fell to the earth, sin was brought to them for the very first time.
Okay, thank you for joining me, and this has been the interview with Dr. Van Schnorman. Okay, so there's no, videos I found of Lucifer sightings, but there is something I do want to point out. So on March 13th, 2020, this picture of a moon was taken, and so many people have related it to Lucifer. So you can see, the moon is kind of the eye, and then around it, it kind of makes it look like he's angry, and then, you got the nose and whatnot. And this is the picture that people are, comparing it with. So yes, Lucifer is a redhead. So I just think that's kind of interesting. Who they hunt for, how to avoid them. Also, Lucifer, over time, has despised and hate God with every last, straw. He hates him. To the point where he wants to bring people away from God. He wants to take God's people away from him. So he will mostly target Christians to bring them away, to hate God like he does.
Any questions?
So I have a question here, and it's kind of a question I think some people ask, which is, what was Lucifer's name when he was still in heaven? Well, he was called Hillel, which is spelled like this, which is in Hebrew, which basically means brightness. He was like a bright star. Not anymore. So, unfortunately this video has in fact come to an end. If you're fascinated by Lucifer, there are links in the description that go more into detail about the story of whenever he was in heaven and whatnot. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and have a nice day. Good night. I'm not really one for bloopers. That's kind of Maddie's thing. So if there are any, here you go. This is the end of the video, end of the video, end of the video. Pew pew. End of the video, end of the video. This is the end of the video. Pew pew. Pew pew. Pew pew. End of the video, end of the video, end of the video. Oh oh.